There's a couple of clips there with Escape from New York theme by John Carpenter. I just put a few of them together onto the existing video that he made with his band members. Probably a recent video, I'm not sure. But I put a few clips on it with it because I think I want to watch I might watch it every now and then, you know, because I like some of the clips from the film. It was a good film, Escape from New York, 1981. John Carpenter was really good at making films with a very low budget that made them look very, very like expensive, but they were very low budget. He was very good at that. And plus that he obviously saved in loads of areas as well to make the music, wrote the scripts, the music. You know, he's an all-round filmmaker. You know, and I really like him making films. I thought that most of his films were really good, and they had a weird kind of quirkiness to them that most of the films didn't really have. They were really signature movies of his. That's why he always called his films John Carpenter's John Carpenter's Halloween, They Live, or whatever, because they were really all really conducted by him in so many areas. Obviously, you can't make a movie on your own. You need a team, right? You need like a proper team of people working with you, a crew, a good crew, a reliable crew. But at the same time, the John Carpenter name was a way of getting his name out there as well. I was thinking of doing that with the Trap film and some of the other films. I may still might even do it, I don't know. But it was a good idea because it was a way of getting his director's name out there, because most people don't pay attention to directors. They just pay attention to the movie star or the movie itself and the director and the writer and stuff like that. They don't, unless they're really famous, they usually kind of like go underground and you don't know, not many people notice them. All right, so and the other theme I wanted to talk about with that as well is that like movie heroes and real life heroes. There is real heroes in the world, but they're usually disregarded by human beings, and the real heroes are not in movies, dude. Not in Snake Plissken, all these, you know, big movie stars and stuff like that. They're not real heroes, dude. Mostly I'd say are just kind of living in their own little bubble, not really willing to take any risks. And the reason I say that as well, mainly one of the reasons I say that, is because if you think a couple of years ago, where were all these movie heroes then? Where were they? It's easy to be a movie hero in your imagination, which is the same as a movie, it's an imagination. But in real life, where were you then? I seen loads of the actors on TV. They were all encouraging people to go along with the protocols of the corporation. So like there's a big massive difference between real heroes and movie heroes. There's not really any real heroes in the world really anyway. You might find a few, but they're very far and few between, and they'll be obscured by the system and you won't even know they exist. You know, but it's not to take away from Escape from New York and John Carpenter, because I love films and I always thought that Escape from New York is a brilliant film, well crafted, had a really good eerie feel to it, great pacing, and everyone was kind of locked in. It was one of them movies that just seemed to just really work. For some magical reason, it just, boom, you could really catch the vibe of the whole film. And the anti-hero in it was the most honest man in the whole film. He was the anti-hero, but he was kind of like the bad guy kind of as well at the same time. People probably never seen much of that back in 1981, but he was, even though he was the so-called criminal in the movie, he was the most honorable man in the film. I yield.